So today was the Xbox reveal. Now let me preface this video before I go any further with just a statement that the Xbox 360 was one of my favourite consoles of all time. It got me back into gaming after a long hiatus, and it seriously was a contender, particularly in its first few years, for possibly, the greatest console of all time, in my opinion. I thoroughly enjoyed using it, and it's only in recent years my enthusiasm for machines diminished as Microsoft's enthusiasm for creating quality games has. So, without further ado, I'm going to pretty much dedicate this next video as a rant. I can't believe what a lackluster conference that was. Now, I'm not a troll. People who view my channel know this. I try to deliver good quality content and give good honest opinions on games. So take this for whatever it's worth. Being a hardcore gamer apparently doesn't seem to fit into Microsoft's agenda. And there are a couple of reasons behind this. Let's just start off with the design of the bloody thing. It looks like a glorified DVD player or Blu-ray player or my Skybox. It doesn't look like a games console. And if you might have noticed, I don't think they mentioned the word games console in any of these sentences. It's all about the future of entertainment, apparently. And that includes bland games and very few decent looking exclusives. Now, before anybody starts jumping into the comments section and say you've got to wait for E3, I don't know. I don't really think there's going to be that much exclusive content revealed at E3. Yes, they said they're working on 15 games, of which something like 8 of them are going to be new IPs, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. The one game that interested me was Remedy, their game, but again, they take forever to do things. Let's remember Alan Wake. But let's get back to the design of the damn thing. It looks like a set-top box, and quite frankly, I like using my laptop to surf the internet. I quite like using the remote control to change channels. I have no problem with this. I don't want an entire third of the conference dedicated, which is supposedly dedicated to the launch of a new gaming platform, being dedicated to fucking television. If that's the case, I might as well watch just a Sky commercial. Now, another problem I had was the fact that nobody was actually playing any game footage. There was no live game footage of anybody playing anything. At least Sony had the Unreal 4 engine running in real time at their event. Everything there was polished, everything at the Xbox conference was polished to a complete precision. There were everything. Okay, they may be using in-game assets, they might be using the same engine, but let's remember, Killzone 3 did that for its cutscenes. It's nothing remarkable. It's not exactly a good measure of what we can expect. And then dedicating the entire, it must have felt like 20 minutes, but it was probably less than that, to fucking Call of Duty, a game which is going to be on both platforms regardless. Yes, they're going to get the multiplayer maps early, but who gives a fuck about that? Have some fucking patience. I can't really express how angry I am in words. I don't think it's such a real shame. I was really hoping Microsoft would pull something good out of their hat here, and they are going to have to work so bloody hard at E3, I believe, to get mini gamers back on board with this. Sony showed such a strong offering at their conference. At least they had things like Killzone, Infamous. They had a whole variety of different types of genre. They didn't just stick, Media Molecule going out and just showing what the potential of this machine. I got no idea what the potential of this machine is, this Xbox. But we do know what the specs are, and of course they're pretty much what we believed they were going to be: a 64-bit architecture, 8-core CPU. Didn't mention the type of graphics card it had, and more importantly, they said 8 gigabytes of RAM. Didn't mention what type it was. And if you notice, the crowd were deathly silent when that was announced. They were expecting to hear more of what type of RAM it was to combat what Sony were doing with their GDDR5. Now, I'd be very interested to hear what people have to say about this. I would like to ask for no trolling, but I suppose that's probably going to be a bit too much to ask for. I am not a fanboy of any console. I own all of them. I enjoy all of them. The current generation, that is. And I'm also a PC gamer. I play the games on whatever machine as long as they're good games. Now, where were these good games? We had EA come on and masturbate over the screen, talk forever about an engine, and then barely show it. Instead, we got interviews from sportsmen. I don't want to see interviews from fucking sportsmen. And then dedicating a whole bloody another 10 minutes or whatever it was to fucking NFL. Do Microsoft realise that this product is being shipped overseas, where a goddamn over 2/3 of the planet probably don't give a shit what happens in the NFL. It seems so narrow, the demographic that they're going after. It's casuals and it's jocks. It's the people who used to beat others up at school for liking fucking Star Trek. That's what they're doing. That's who they're going after with this. And I'm sure I'm not alone in thinking this. After the Sony conference, how do you guys feel? Compare what Sony showed to what Microsoft just showed us now. Was there anything that really you felt compelled you to go and get this machine? All right, the Kinect stuff seems pretty sophisticated. The 3-layer operating system seems pretty sophisticated. But where are the games? They have forgotten who got them where they are, as far as the Xbox is concerned. Not Microsoft as an actual company, because they're a very, very diverse company and they make lots of things, including fucking Windows 8. But they seem to have forgotten who put the Xbox on the map, and it was gamers. Who's going to be the people who go out and buy this straight away? It should be gamers. It should be those people who basically just got the shaft at this meeting and pretty much were treated as though we were the elephant in the room. Let's have some sports games. Let's have some racing games. Where were the RPGs? Where were the platformers? All right. Again, we don't know what's around the corner in E3, but if Microsoft's conference anything like what it has been in previous years, it's going to be mostly dedicated to third party. It seems as though they're going to get third party to do all the work for them again. And instead, Sony just seems now a viable option. I didn't dislike the PS3 this generation. I definitely saw its shortcomings. But in recent years, it's definitely grown on me. And I enjoy playing my PlayStation now more than I've ever done. But where were the games? Where was this feeling to actually invite gamers to go onto this experience with them? Yes, the technology is really impressive. This whole idea of an immersive gameplay experience generated by almost living content. But there's the rub. They did not mention always on. How are you supposed to have living, breathing worlds within games without always on? It is the consequence. It is the trade-off that we have. That means your console will probably have to be always on. If not, why didn't they deny it? Why didn't they say, yes, and you can play your games offline as well? Or your console doesn't need to be on the web. They didn't say that. The fact that they omitted to say that is almost an admission of guilt. Now, I'm going to try and keep this under 10 minutes. I'd like to know what you guys think. I'm sorry if I'm a bit ranty, but it's only because I enjoy my gaming and I love my gaming. And I do love all of the gaming platforms out there. I even love my little Wii U, which unfortunately is gathering dust at the moment. But let me know what you think. Try and keep the comments as positive as possible. And I'd rather not have any flame wars going on, because you'll just get deleted off of the comments. Anyway, as always, take care of yourselves and I'll see you soon.